You are aware of your own mental and emotional activity. You are aware of the constant parade of ideas, memories, images, feelings, sensations, perceptions. Allow your experience to be only what it is. Don't try to imagine or manipulate your experiences. Deep down, only you are aware of your experiences. Only you are aware of your thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions. If you pay attention, you will realize that beyond your mental and emotional activity, there is something that knows each of your experiences. If you pay attention, you will see that all experiences are accompanied by the self that is conscious of them. The conscious factor is always present at the foundation of every experience. If you pay attention, you will become aware of the difference between your experiences and that which knows them. When you speak, there is something that knows that you are speaking. When you listen, there is something that knows that you are listening. When you walk, there is something knows that you are walking. Have you ever wondered what that something is that knows your experiences? Have you ever wondered what that something is that is aware of every one of your experiences? Have you ever wondered what that knowing element of your experiences might be? Even if you are unable to define or delimit that which is conscious of your experiences, you call it I. Despite being aware of the incessant movement of thoughts, ideas, conclusions, and concepts that come and go, I am not a thought, an idea, a conclusion, or a concept. Despite being aware of feelings and emotions, I am neither a feeling nor an emotion. I am aware of a great diversity of sensations, such as the sensation of the air flowing through my nostrils. I am aware of the difference in temperature between the air that I inhale and the air that I exhale. I am aware that the air I inhale is cooler than the air I exhale. I am aware of my back touching the chair. However, I am not the sensation. I am aware of different sounds, textures, shapes, forms, colors, images, tastes, and smells, but I am not a sound, texture, shape, color, image, taste, or smell. I am aware of thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions, but I am not a thought, emotion, sensation, or perception. I am not something with attributes that can be objectively experienced. I am not someone with qualities that can be objectively perceived. What I really am does not belong to the definitions of something or someone. I am conscious subjectivity, the one who knows. I am the one who transcends all I am conscious of and all I am familiar with. I am simple, pure observation. I am the impartial observation of all experience. We sit on the side of the road at sunset, watching the traffic. There is a lot of traffic at rush hour. Quietly observing the traffic, we cannot in any way influence the makes, models, or colors of the cars. Observing, we cannot influence what happens inside each car, nor the mood of the drivers. Nor can we influence the passengers' conversations. Observing, it is impossible for us to influence the music that each driver listens to. Observing, it is impossible to participate in what is happening in each car. We cannot influence the original destination of the cars. As observers of the traffic, we are completely independent of all characteristics of the cars. Likewise, observation is totally independent of the content of our thoughts, feelings, sensations, or perceptions. The observation of a negative thought, emotion, or sensation is exactly the same as the observation of a positive one. The observation of a thought about an argument is exactly the same as an observation of a thought about a moment of tranquility and relaxation. The observation of a feeling of rage, anger, or frustration is exactly the same observation of a feeling of friendship, brotherhood, or affection. The observation of an emotion of sadness is exactly the same as the observation an emotion of happiness. The content of our thoughts and emotions does not affect the observation at all, whether they are pleasant or unpleasant, high or low, interesting or boring, spiritual or material, true or false. The observing presence was present before the cars passed and will remain after the last vehicle has disappeared. Consciousness is present before, during, and after our thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions. Just as the traffic observer remains exactly the same before, during, and after observing, so too does consciousness remain the same before, during, and after the appearance and disappearance of the flow of thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions. Consciousness totally transcends thoughts, feelings, sensations, or perceptions, and in turn is the essence of all thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions. Consciousness completely transcends all experiences and in turn is the essence of all experiences. It transcends quality and illuminates all experience equally. The ego is the result of the self becoming entangled with the limitations of the mind, emotions, and perception. The egoic phenomenon is the self mixed with the limitations of thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions. The ego is the self mixed with experiences. It is the result accepting the existence of apparent limits that are not inherent to consciousness. The involuntary process involves disentangling consciousness from its apparent content and all objective experience, conceptualization, and verbalization. In order to separate observation from what is observed, we undress consciousness of all attributes with the help of discrimination. Devoid of any quality, consciousness shines in its original purity and splendor. When consciousness is stripped of its illusory coverings, it reveals itself as it is. Such revelation is the recognition of our authentic nature as it is.